Hi, I'm Jean, and I am a writing tutor, and I'm here to help any of the MSOL students with their research paper. So I'm going to talk about writing an introduction paragraph and a conclusion paragraph. I'm going to talk about the main purpose of each and some of the key components of each paragraph. There are 4 main elements to an introduction paragraph. The first is you should introduce the topic of your paper, or in other words, what is your paper about? You should also describe the context of your topic, and that's sort of the big picture. And then you should also make a list or briefly describe the main points of your argument. And then you should also have a thesis, which is a statement of what you will argue and its significance. If you look at the paper that I wrote, the paper titled Selecting a Wholesale Supplier, Strategy for Coffee Shop Owners, I'm just going to go over how you can find the 4 key elements. Notice that the topic is not an argument or an opinion, it is just a statement of what is the paper about. And the context is sort of this big picture that coffee shop owners need a strategy to survive in a competitive coffee shop industry. That's the big picture, which you can get to that by taking what your argument is and asking why. Why is the argument important? And so the main points of my arguments are a supplier that has flexible delivery schedules, low minimums, and experience in working with a variety of services. So in my paper, I have 3 body paragraphs, and each body paragraph has 1 point. Those are the main ideas of my argument. In the introduction paragraph, you can make a list, you could briefly describe them, but you should mention them in some way. So the thesis is that coffee shop owners should choose a wholesale supplier that can adapt to their changing and growing business, and that allows them to thrive in a competitive coffee shop industry. You notice in my introduction paragraph, I don't have a concise statement that contains all of that, but throughout the entire paragraph, all that information is woven in there, and that is okay too. If it's difficult to get it all in one sentence, that's okay. If you're having trouble writing, there are certain sentence templates that you can use that can help you find the words. You could start with the topic of my paper is, and then you just fill in the blank. It's a way to get you started. The main points of my argument are, in this paper, I will argue blank, and this is significant because blank. The conclusion paragraph should be fairly simple. This last paragraph should bring your paper to a close. It should tie everything together and sort of summarize your main points. So there are just 2 things to keep in mind when you're writing a conclusion. You should restate the main idea of your argument, list or briefly describe the main points. And that's really it. Keep it simple, and don't try to bring in any new ideas, any new evidence, or anything from a secondary source. You just try to close it up. Also, if you're having trouble writing, for this part, you can use other sentences to kind of start you out. You can start by saying, in conclusion, and then you start writing. Or, in this paper, I argued. Or using the word therefore can be helpful. If you say, in this paper, I argued blank, and then therefore, and then you have some other point after that. These are all ways that they just help you find the right words if you're having trouble. So other things to keep in mind when you're writing is to avoid run-on sentences, and a sentence should be no more than 16 words. If your sentence is really going on for more than 16 words, you should try to cut it off and start a new sentence with a new idea. Each paragraph should be 4 to 6 sentences. All the paragraphs in your paper should be roughly the same length. You should have a strong topic sentence for each paragraph that states what the paragraph will be about. For any of these points, you could refer back to the paper that I wrote. Look at the topic sentence that I wrote, the first sentence, which really directly says what the paragraph is going to be about. So I'm here to help. Write a draft first, and then make an appointment with me, and we'll sit down and work on it. I can help you better if you first give it a shot yourself. So write a draft of your research paper, give it your best shot, and when you come to an appointment with me, just have some ideas of what you need help with or what you want to work on, and we'll go from there. I look forward to working with you.